3,000 ships a month. That was the Strait of Hormuz. Now, 154. Oil prices through the roof. Gas at $4.30. One country shut down the world's oil supply. One man says he can fix it. Blast the hell out of them, or make a deal. February 28, 2026, 2 a.m. The night the sky lit up. U.S. and Israeli jets crossed into Iranian airspace without warning. Targets, nuclear facilities, military bases, command centers, bunker busters, cruise missiles, stealth bombers, all at once. Tehran went dark. The entire power grid destroyed in the first wave. Explosions across 6 provinces, fireballs visible from space. Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, was killed in the opening hours. 66 years of revolution, gone in one night. His son, Mojtaba Khamenei, took over within days. New leader, same enemies. The regime survived. Barely. The people were terrified. Iran's response was immediate. Missiles, drones, hundreds of them, aimed at Israel, aimed at U.S. bases in Iraq, Qatar, Bahrain. Iron Dome intercepted most of them. Most, not all. Casualties on both sides, numbers disputed, footage everywhere. But Iran's real weapon was not a missile, it was geography. The Strait of Hormuz, 14 miles wide at its narrowest. 20% of the world's oil passes through it, every single day. Iran controls one side, has for decades. Nobody thought about it until now. March 3rd. Five days after the first bombs fell, Iran's Revolutionary Guard closed the strait. Mines in the water, fast attack boats patrolling, anti-ship missiles along the coast. No tanker in, no tanker out. The world's oil faucet turned off. Oil hit $140 a barrel in the first week, then kept climbing. Gas stations in America, $4, then $4.30, still rising. Europe panicked. Airlines canceled flights. Heating bills doubled overnight. Asia panicked. China and India, Iran's biggest oil customers, went silent. Stock markets crashed. $3 trillion wiped out in 10 days. Iran did not need to win the war. They just needed to hold the strait. The U.S. Navy moved in. 2 aircraft carrier groups, destroyers, submarines, a blockade against a blockade. Nobody moves, nobody blinks. 48 Iranian ships intercepted in 20 days, turned around at gunpoint. The world's economy held hostage by 14 miles of water. The fighting continued through March. Airstrikes, missile exchanges, drone wars, both sides hitting hard, neither side winning. American spending $100 billion and counting. Iran disputed the number. April 7th, the last shots fired, both sides exhausted. Pakistan stepped in as mediator. Neutral ground, Islamabad. April 8th, ceasefire. The guns stopped. The world exhaled, but the strait stayed closed. The blockade stayed. Trump sent his team to negotiate. Vice President Vance, Jared Kushner, Steve Witkoff. Iran sent its top diplomats. Abbas Araghchi leading. They sat in the same building, different floors, did not meet face to face. Messages passed through Pakistani officials. Up the elevator, down the elevator. The talks collapsed within a week. Neither side would move. Vance flew home. Kushner flew home. The ceasefire held. The deal did not exist. Gas kept rising. Families kept paying. The world kept waiting. April 28th, a document arrived in Islamabad. 14 pages. Iran's price for peace. Tehran had written its answer. 14 points. Not one of them easy. Point 1. End the war in 30 days. Not 2 months. 30 days. Point 2. Withdraw all U.S. forces from the region around Iran. Point 3. Lift the naval blockade immediately. Point 4. Unfreeze billions in Iranian assets held in foreign banks. Point 5. Pay war reparations for the damage. Point 6. Lift all sanctions. Point 7. Stop the fighting in Lebanon. All fronts, not just Iran. Point 8. A new mechanism for the Strait of Hormuz. Point 9. Guarantee Iran's right to enrich uranium. Point 10. Guarantee it will never happen again. Points 11 through 14. Reparations framework, prisoner exchange, diplomatic normalization, each one a red line for Washington. The U.S. had its own plan. 9 points. Open the strait. End the nuclear program. Full compliance. 2 documents. 0 overlap. The Pakistani mediator held both. May 1st. The White House. Trump writes a letter to Congress. The hostilities with Iran have been terminated. Legally, he has to say this. The War Powers Act gives a president 60 days. Day 60 was tomorrow. He called it terminated just in time, but terminated means nothing on the ground. The strait is still closed, the blockade still active, gas is still 430. Nobody feels terminated. May 2nd, Mar-a-Lago. Trump reviews Iran's 14 points. I'm not satisfied with it. They want to make a deal, but they have not yet paid a big enough price. His options, his own words. Make a deal, or blast the hell out of them and finish them forever. The Pentagon briefs him on new strike plans. Short and powerful. Axios leaks the details. Tehran reads the leak. The same afternoon, Iran's Revolutionary Guard responds within hours. The room for American decision-making has narrowed. Surprise measures are planned for the enemy, beyond their imagination. Iran's parliament drafts a new law for the strait. Israeli ships banned forever. American ships pay reparations first. Everyone else ask permission. 14 miles of water, 2 nuclear powers, 0 trust. The ceasefire holds, for now, but both sides are preparing for what comes next. Iran has rebuilt its air defenses, quietly, new systems from new allies. The U.S. has repositioned 3 carrier groups, publicly. A message. The strait is still closed. Oil is still climbing. American families pay $4.30 for gas. Every day it doesn't drop. European airlines cancel summer routes. Jet fuel too expensive. Factories in Asia slow down. Supply chains breaking. Iran says it can wait forever. The strait is their leverage, their only leverage. Trump says he cannot wait. Midterm elections are in November. Voters want cheap gas. 2 documents on 2 desks. 14 points versus 9. One wants money and promises and guarantees. The other wants total compliance. Somewhere in Islamabad, a Pakistani diplomat holds 2 sealed envelopes. One has Iran's final answer. The other has America's. Neither side has opened the others. The world is watching. The strait is waiting. And 14 miles of water decide what happens next.